In this video, we show you how to DIY a pergola. I hope you feel inspired to build one yourself, and I had an extra pair of hands to help me with this project. Let's get started. First, we're using a compound miter saw to remove the yellow rough edges. Next, I prefer to sand all the timber before assembly. I find this much easier. I'm using an orbital sander with a sanding disc of about 100 grit. Next, we are using a spray gun to make the painting go that much faster, and I'm using an exterior stain and seal all in one. I'm choosing to paint first before the build because I saw some rain clouds and I wanted the wood to be protected. Now we can move to assembly once it's dried overnight for the next day. We are using nuts, washers, and a threaded rod to join the pieces of wood together. And then we're just making 45-degree angled cuts because that's the look of a pergola. Next, we have to drill holes into the posts that match into the holes of the side slat. These are the side structures of the pergola, and I'm using a template because I find that much easier considering we'll be making these 4 times in the build of the pergola. Next, we're cutting the threaded rod to size to act as the bolt using an angle grinder. Now the holes are perfectly drilled and we can insert the measured threaded rod and tighten with washers, spring washers, and then nuts. Of course, we're using a spanner to do so. And there you go, the 2 identical side structures of our pergola are finished. Now we can turn our attention to the slats of the roof. Again, I am using a template because I've measured in exactly where I want the notches to sit on either end of each roof slat. And this is how we're going to secure the roof slats to the side structures of the pergola. I am making use of a jigsaw and I'm cutting lines into the slot and the notch, and then I'm tidying up with a chisel. This is my preferred way of cutting in a notch. And then we decided one person can work on one end and make a notch and the other person on the other end, and this really helped with cutting our time in half. Now we could start the assembly and the construction of our pergola roof slats. Basically, we measured them equally apart and drilled a pilot hole just above the notch, and then drove in a long wood screw to secure the roof slats to these side structures. We were careful to help each other up and down the ladder, and as you can see, we propped up the structure while working with it. And this is how we adhered all the roof slats to our side structures, making sure that with each one it's perfectly secured. And then lastly, we cut 45-degree angles wood braces for the corners, and we added one in each corner. We drove in long wood screws, and this really helped make the structure really sturdy as it's not going anywhere. As for extra covering from the rain or the sun, you can add canvas material, a sun sail, or polycarbonate roof sheeting. It's up to you, or you can leave it as is. Either way, we hope you are DIY inspired. Keep smiling and DIYing.
For more home DIY projects like this, please follow me and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can check me out on social media by using the hashtag DIYwithElle.